For the look today, I am doing emerald green pops with neutral. So if you want to see how I did this, just keep watching. So to start, we're going to be taking MAC's Prep and Prime Fix Plus and spraying it all over your face. And then you're just going to gently blend it in with your fingers. Taking MAC's Pro Longwear Concealer, my shade is NW20, with a beauty blender, we're going to gently blend all your under eye circles out. For foundation, I'm using the L'Oreal Paris True Match Lumi. I have it in shade Porcelain Light Ivory W12. Apply it with a beauty blender brush. I just really like the finish that this foundation has. It's nice and luminous. To set the foundation, I'm using my one and only trusted MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in Light, which is a powder brush from the Body Shop. Just do a light dusting just to set the liquid foundation. From my Smashbox Brights palette, I'm taking this tawny brown that I find pulls a lot of orangey red undertones, and I'm going to be applying this just above the crease, as well as blending into the crease. And taking it down slightly to the outer corner of the eye. Taking a blending brush, I'm using my Bobbi Brown blending brush. You're just going to gently sweep over that tawny brown just to blend out the edges and make it a softer line. For the first shade of green, I'm using the color Fern from the Kaylin Loose Mineral Eyeshadow. I got this at the Toronto Spa Show. I found that it wasn't really showing up as pigmented as I wanted to be, so I had the bright idea to use MAC's Fix Plus, spray the brush with it and use it that way. And there's a sad face because I sprayed my mirror. This shows up a lot more pigmented, which is what I was going for. Unfortunately, I was out of focus for a lot of me applying this. So what I basically did was I was working the outer corner, just leaving about an inch off of it to save room for the black eyeshadow. Taking the shade Creep from my Urban Decay palette, I'm going to be applying this right in the outer corner where we saved about an inch. And I'm just going to slightly bring it out. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to be blending this all out in the end. This shade of Emerald is from my Perry palette. I don't unfortunately know the name of it. In comparison to the first emerald that I applied, it is a lot darker. It pulls more of a browny gray undertone. So I just thought that it complemented the other emerald nicer than any of the other greens that I have in my palettes. You're just going to be applying this to the inner corner of the eye, making sure that it blends into the emerald that is in the center. From my MAC palette, I'm using the color Dazzle Light. This is going to be my highlighter on the inner corner of my eye. So taking a flat liner brush, I am just gently lining the bottom corners of my inner eye. This will just lift the eye and add a little bit more of a highlight. I was starting to see that the first tawny brown color that we applied was starting to get lost in behind the emeralds and the black, so I just gently with my blending brush decided to add a little bit more and sweep it gently across the crease. Taking MAC's Black Track Fluid Line, I'm going to be just doing a soft wing on the outer corner. Nothing takes more patience than doing black winged liner. It's the most time-consuming beauty routine ever. I think you can all agree with me on that. I'm just going to touch up my black eyeliner with Too Faced liquid eyeliner. I find that it creates a crisper line and it shows up a lot darker when you put matte black liner liquid over top of any type of gel. I use Dip Brow by Anastasia in Blonde. For mascara, I use Smashbox Eye Brightening Photo Op. It's an illuminating mascara. I actually really like the formula to this one, and I also prefer this brush as opposed to like a gigantic, huge volumizing brush. Also from my Smashbox Eye Brightening Palette, I'm using this white shade. It is the lightest of the four and acts as a really nice highlight for the brow bone. I recently bought this Too Faced Cocoa Contour from Sephora. I chose it over the Anastasia Beverly Hills just because I found it had more shades in it that I would use for my skin tone. It also smells like chocolate, so that was a huge bonus for me because if I won't eat it, I can at least smell it. So I'm just using that to contour my cheeks. And I also take this up and I contour a little bit of my forehead just to add some shadow effect. With contouring too, it's a lot of blending that's involved, so just make sure you take your time with it and blend, blend, blend. Blush, I'm taking this tawny peach shade from my Glamorous Blush palette from BH Cosmetics, and I'm just doing a light dusting on the apples of the cheeks. To keep with the bronze tawny shades, I'm going to be using MAC's Mineralized Skin Finish highlighter in Soft and Gentle. Using MAC's Lip Liner Pro Longwear in Staunchly Stylish, I'm going to be lining my lips. I don't even know how to pronounce the name of this Chanel lipstick. I kind of noticed after I put it on that it was not really blending with my liner, so I blended it with my finger. And there we have it. That was the finishing touch on this tutorial. Okay, so this is the finished look. You just can have your hair up, or I'm going to bring mine down. So this is the end of this week's tutorial. This week is St. Patrick's week, that's why I got the inspiration to use some emerald greens and just have a pop of color on the eyes. So if you liked it, please like it down below, leave a comment, and also subscribe up there. Hit that little subscribe button, it would really help me. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed this, and we'll see you in my next tutorial. As well, you can follow me on Instagram and on Twitter at Tyler Carmela. Ciao.